In Zen, there is a saying, go it alone, like the horn of a rhinoceros. So, can you progress alone, like the horn of a rhinoceros? It is impossible until before you get out of all the herds and groups that belong to you. So far as you belong to any herd, you can't progress alone. Why does man try to enter any herd and any group? It is because he feels loneliness. From the moment he popped up from the womb, he should live as an entity alone. In the womb, you didn't have to breathe, and you needed not eat food either. But as soon as you popped up from the womb, you had to breathe and eat food for yourself as an entity. Now, as an entity, you have to decide, judge, and choose all the things. As a baby, you had to rely on your parents. But as you grow up gradually, you come to know you have to do such things for yourself. So, do you feel freedom? Freedom accompanies with responsibility. Actually, the responsibility of your freedom is loneliness. You want to live as an entity because you want to live freely. But at the same time, you have to accept loneliness because you are separated and severed from other people, nature, and the whole beings. The word of the loneliness in the crowd is the most ironical one. Man wants to live as a free entity, but he had to feel loneliness. So he runs to his friends, lover, family, and this or that herd and group. In fact, the only heaven that man himself really experienced is the womb. In the womb, a fetus is connected with its mother, with umbilical cord. Even though two entities as two bodies exist, a fetus feels not separated and not severed from other being. Sex is the combination of two physical bodies as an entity, and it gives a male and a female ecstasy and delight when two bodies become one through sex. Man is the being that looks for the integration. Man is the being that wants to be unified with the whole beings. he has already experienced. Only unification can give him safety, comfort, peace, delight, and ecstasy through the womb and sex. But when you seek unification and integration from your lover, family, herd, and group, that is a wrong direction and wrong way. They cannot give you such things. Sex just gives you a short ecstasy and relaxation. If you want to have them in the world, you have to enter the womb and be born again. It is why usually most people long for sex when they die. Why do you feel anxiety, apprehension, unrest, instability, and loneliness? It is because you are an entity, separated and severed from the whole beings. If you is unified with your enemy, you don't have to prepare your weapon. In the past, mankind used a strategic marriage to avoid enemies. No one attacks himself. Only lunatics and the blind attack themselves. This world and society are crazy. The freedom that you feel now is not real. It is just misunderstanding. Your freedom is not a real freedom, but the yoke that restricts you. In fact, only those who realize it can jump into the abyss of their beings. Now, you are very haughty and arrogant. It is because you are an entity that believes the freedom of your feeling, emotion, and thoughts. Ego is just the entity that believes its yoke as its own freedom. I will ask you a question. When you cannot control, handle, and tame a wild animal, can you say it is yours? Besides, if you are controlled, handled, and tamed by that wild animal, can you say it is yours? The very wild animals are your feeling, emotion, and thought. You can feel good, but you can't block bad feelings. And you change depending on your feelings. You can express your emotion freely, but at the same time, you should be hurt and attacked by bad emotions. What does it mean? That means you cannot control, handle, and tame your own emotions. People say someone has the deep thought and has a deep contemplation. People say someone has the deep and much study and learning because he has learned a lot and PhD degrees. But there are no such things. They are just a list of words, letters, characters, and numbers. To Buddha's eye, such things are just the movement of electrons in the head. What man really needs is the depth of being. How deeply have you entered your own being? Most people in the world are dragged by their feelings, emotions, and such. They keep on moving here and there, depending on their feeling, emotion, and thought all day. And when they fall asleep, they can have their real freedom from such things. But even when they sleep, they are dragged by the dreams of feelings, emotions, and thoughts. What does it mean? You can have your real freedom only when you forget such things yourself. When you forget your family, identities, all your human relationships, even your face, name, completely, you can have real freedom. It is why sleep is a short death. To feel, to express emotions, and to think as an entity is not freedom but just your yokes, unless you tame and conquer them. If you can't tame and conquer them while you are alive, you should enter another woman's womb. Christianity and Marx's dialectical materialism have a common thing. Both regard time moves on the straight line. So they don't believe samsara and reincarnation. To them, man has only a one-time life. But Christianity believes man goes to either the hell or the heaven after he dies. But Marx didn't believe man's soul. It is why Christianity stresses on the hell and the heaven. It is why communism preserves the dead body in the glass coffin. Jesus said it. time won't exist in the heaven. To you, time exists. It isn't a mirage to you, for you are trapped in the body. Unless you see your real body, right, time really exists, not a mirage. And time is the circulation, not moving on the straight line. Exactly saying, time doesn't move. What moves is you in the body. You run on the circle named time. In the Orient, there is a 12-year circle of the zodiac. Even 24 hours is divided with 12 circles of the zodiac. So, in South Korea, a baby is 1 year old as soon as he is born. Why do they calculate 10 months in the womb as his real age? It is because they think life and death is the circulation. 12 animals in 12-year circle of zodiac are real one, except one, a dragon. Why did they put the dragon that doesn't really exist on the world? It is because the dragon is the only exit that man can escape from the fear of time. Man can't escape from the fear of time if he can't serve as a dragon. When he can't do it, he is just an animal. The social animal living on the ground.